Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to the Hot Stocks Outlook for August 19th, 2016. Now, these first few weeks of August have really opened up some tremendous opportunities for equity traders, but in all reality, a lot of these moves that have been happening in the market have really been going on since Brexit. So really all the way back at the end of June, these markets started to move higher. And so what I really want to demonstrate to traders here is the importance of having tools that can really help you identify trend reversals in the market so you're able to really make the most out of each and every trade that you go ahead and take in the marketplace. So I have a few charts to go over here today, but I want to take a close look at ROST stores here, symbol ROST, and explain how these indicators work, how the technology generates these predictive forecasts to help traders make much better trading decisions every single day in the market. So if we go ahead and look at ROST stores here, and I'll get to everything on the chart. Remember, these are all daily bars and candles against the price data here. But before I go ahead and explain, how these indicators, how we want to go ahead and interpret them, I want to show you a little bit behind the scenes. So what really goes into generating these predictive indicators here. So here we have ROST stores. I can go ahead and right click and choose properties, and I'm going to view on what's called the intermarkets. Now, VantagePoint does what's called intermarket analysis, and it's actually using a type of artificial intelligence called neural networks that are able to scour huge amounts of data, analyze those relationships, the significance of them, and then build that information into predictive indicators that are much more effective than lagging traditional moving averages. Now, you'll see here that before these indicators that we'll discuss are generated and plotted on the chart, the VantagePoint software is able to analyze the 25 to 30 most closely related markets that are known to drive, influence, and impact the target market that you're trading. So you see that there's a lot of those big macro markets, things like you got dividend and growth, ETF spider, the S&P 500, Japanese yen, the dollar index, crude oil prices, interest rates. So very important markets for every single trade that you take, going to have some implications there. But what the technology, the neural network processes are able to do is identify a lot more of those subtle relationships between markets that really trip up a lot of traders in their tradings. That can have big impacts on the markets that they're trading, but by ignoring this information can really leave you kind of with horse blinders on, with tunnel vision, not really seeing the full picture here. So you see things like L3 Communications, Home Depot, Eli Lilly, Allergan, again, the gold market, TJ Maxx, so competing stocks. So this neural network process is analyzing all this data and building this information into predictive indicators that essentially create a forecast so that traders can make better trading decisions in the market. Now, what's great about this is that it's very intuitive, very simple to use. And I'll show you exactly how these indicators work here. Now, we see on the chart that against these daily bars and candles, right, we have a black line there. Now, that black line is a regular simple moving average. So just takes the last however many close prices, averages them together, and plots that line. So it's really telling us what the market is doing over the past however many days, smoothing out that data. But it's a lagging indicator because it's only looking at the one market in question and always going to be reacting to where price has most recently closed. Now, the blue line that you see on the screen, that is VantagePoint's proprietary predicted moving average. So before that line is plotted on the chart, it's analyzing all those global market relationships that are affecting and influencing, in this case, ROST stores. And so what it's doing is it's trying to plot forward price. So this is a comparison between a predicted moving average and an actual moving average. And that's what allows traders to get a really early signal to go ahead and get involved in markets and identify trend changes within the marketplace. So as traders utilizing this tool, what we're really looking for are these crossovers and these trend shifts in the market. So where that blue line crosses above or below the black line represents that, hey, well, if that predicted moving average is above the actual or below the actual, well, we should take note of that. That's very significant. Now, once that blue line crosses above, we essentially know our directional bias on the market, that we'd want to go ahead and take long positions in the market. And as long as that blue line remains above the black line, it's still expected for the market to move higher. Now, what you can also pay attention to here are the distance between the blue and the black line, right? So if that prediction is well above the actual moving average, that signifies a lot of strength in that overall trend. Whereas when these lines start to pinch close together and they're not as separated and not showing those great distance, there's less strength in that trend, but you still know that the direction is still to the upside, and you want to take long positions. So very simple, very straightforward tool to use, but incorporating all that data from that neural network process to help create a better indicator, better tool for traders. Now, at the very bottom of the screen here, you'll see we have a 1 and a 0, right? Now, this indicator is kind of like an oscillator, right? It goes from a 0 to a 1 or a heartbeat, up and down. Now, what this indicator does is it's a very accurate short-term indicator, looking out 48 hours ahead, about 2 trading days. So this is what helps with, really a short-term strength or weakness in the market, and it really helps traders be prepared for what to expect in, any given market moving forward. So as we see here in ROST stores, we get that crossover blue line over black line, so our direction is up, and we're getting that signal that says, look, over the next couple of trading days, you have that confirmation. Expect the market to move up as well in the short term. So that says, look, go ahead. You want to look to take long positions in the market. And again, as long as that blue line remains above the black line, go ahead and hold on to the position. I mean, the direction is still to the upside. Now, what you'll notice here is, you'll get the neural index will, drop down for a few days, and you'll see that weakness and sideways action in the market. But again, as long as that blue line remains above the black line, the direction is still up, and you simply want to use the neural index to help anticipate short-term 2 days, 2 candles, strength or weakness in the market. So, this is in the marketplace and really be a lot more effective and efficient with their trading every single day. So let's go ahead. We'll move forward to the next opportunity, and just remember, before these indicators are generated, really all that technology in the background analyzing, hey, what is the S&P 500 doing? What are these other financial stocks or interest rates or commodity markets doing? Very important to be doing this type of analysis here. So again, State Street here, see we got a nice crossover, blue line over black line all the way back in beginning of July here. Neural index matching that. So up at a 1 saying expect that strength over the next 48 hours as well. Go ahead, look to get involved in this trend to the upside. So again, as long as the blue line remains above the black line, you want to go ahead and maintain that position. This market's moved up 28%, 28.5%, $15 per share, easily on 500 shares, looking at $6,000-$7,000 move to the upside. And, what's so beneficial about utilizing the VantagePoint software is you see that, in these periods of sideways actions at time where, traders can sometimes get impatient, want to go ahead and just take their short-term profits, get out of the market, maybe tighten up their stops too tight. You see the VantagePoint forecast here, a lot of separation between that blue and black line, no crossover the downside at all. And the neural index really showing a lot of strength over this time period because, you really want to be in the market for this, guys. And so that's what's critically important about having tools that can recognize these trend changes early in the market so that you're buying shares down at $54, $53 a share, and able to have the patience to hold on to that move so that you can realize the market trading up at 69 in just about 29 trading days later. So this is how traders are making much better trading decisions in the market as far as timing, but then also as far as patience of when just to sit on your hands, ride out that trend, and capture these really nice moves that we've seen all throughout the markets here. Gerdau. So, you see different companies here. You got retailers, financial companies. Here's a, steel company here. Crossover to the upside. So blue line over black line. You see the neural index matching that move to the upside. And, this is a cheap stock here. This is trading down here below $2 a share. So unbelievable profit potential here as far as this move. 29 trading days, market moved up 69%, almost 70%. $1.28 per share. So, even just a couple thousand shares, very small position, seeing a considerable return there of at least a few $1,000s on a move just over the past couple months here. So, really nice move there in Gerdau, but the same approach, blue line over black line, get that confirmation of direction, and then use that neural index to really anticipate that short-term strength or weakness in the market. And so last opportunity here. Let's go look at Zions Bancorp, another financial company here. And same thing. We got a nice, very clear crossover to the upside here saying, look, blue line over black line, neural index strongly there up at a 1 saying this market is expected to move higher. You want to go ahead and look to take that long position. Now, what we'll notice here is that take a look at this neural index. You see the market's still moving higher along with a lot of these trends. Market up about 16% over just 29 trading days, $4 a share. But what I want to demonstrate is, take a look at the neural index over this time period here. You see drops down to a 1 or a 0 here, and you see the direction is still up. The blue line is well above the black line there, but you are getting these low lows over the next couple of trading days there. And that's what really helps traders understand what to expect in the market moving forward. Don't freak out, stick to your game plan. But as long as that blue line remains above the black line, look, the direction is up. If you want to go ahead and wait till that neural index gets back up to a 1 to look to add to your position again over the next, 48-hour periods, you can go ahead and do that. But guys, it's really just about having the proper tools to understand direction when you want to get into these markets, and then have that extremely accurate short-term timing tool of the neural index to help when you want to push these positions, be a little heavier, and when you need to go ahead and be cautious and expect some strength or weakness in the market over a given period of time. So as always, thank you guys for watching this presentation. I do appreciate it. Again, this has been the Hot Stocks Outlook for August 19th, 2016. Thank you all for watching, and bye for now.